Welcome to the finale of my Houston Texans franchise rebuild here on Madden 22. Season 6 did not end in the exact way we wanted it. I had back-to-back Super Bowls before this, and then I was going for a three-peat, but we had a pretty down year. We finished 8-9, missed the playoffs. So now we'll look at the end of the year stats, and then we'll simulate these playoffs, and then I want to jump 10 years into the future to see exactly what happens. But on the season, Joe Spitzer finishes with 5,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. On the ground, we traded for Antonio Gibson in the middle of the last video. He finishes with 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. Receiving, Brian Tyson finishes with 95 catches for 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns. Gabe Waddle, 85 for 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Lamar Boswell, 92 for 1,105 touchdowns. And CeeDee Lamb, 80 catches, 1,005 yards, and 13 touchdowns. Raymond Kyle led the team in tackles with 140, and sacks that goes to Malik Morgan with 10, and interceptions Shelton Peterson got 3, and Justin Reed got 3. We'll look at some of the league leaders here. Jalen Hurts throws for 5,100 yards, leading the league in 39 touchdowns to 14 picks, but leading the league in touchdown passes was Mahomes with 42, and interception Zach Wilson threw 18. On the ground, Kamara runs for almost 1,900 yards and 16 touchdowns, but leading the league in touchdowns is Christian McCaffrey. Through the air, Derek Jefferson caught 115 passes for 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns. That will not lead the league, though. That looks like it goes to Cameron Smith for Cincinnati. Steven Madsen led the league in tackles with 152, and sacks that goes to Chase Young with 20, and interceptions Pat Surtain and Jalen Johnson both got 7. Here is the playoff bracket before I have simulated any games. We're going to jump right to the Super Bowl to see who is going. And here's your Super Bowl matchup, the Chiefs and the Cowboys. And I just now noticed that the Jaguars actually came back to win our division. Are you kidding me? They were like 2-7 at one point, come back to win the division, and then get bounced in the AFC Championship. It would have been cool if we could have gone for a three-peat, because Houston versus Dallas would have been an interesting Super Bowl matchup. But anyway, let's go ahead and simulate this game and see who wins it. And the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl 39-36, getting, I believe, their second Super Bowl championship in this franchise series. And then you can see all the league awards on the side of the screen there. We're going to jump to the end of the offseason to start next season, and then we will jump 10 years. Now that we're at the start of the 2028 season, what I'm going to do is click Advanced Week, go down here, and click Sim 10 years. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know how many times EA is going to disconnect me with their shitty servers. But I'm going to click it, and I'll see you guys whenever it happens to get done. Okay, so it took about 30 minutes, and EA disconnected me no more than about 10 to 12 times. You know, standard EA shit, but let's take a look and see what's the same on this Texans team. First thing I noticed is whenever I left this team, we were a mid-80 overall, so I think a lot is going to have changed. Let's go NFL rosters, and just take a look at the top part of this roster. Junior Saunders, a 99 overall defensive back. Okay, that's pretty good, but past that, Spitzer, hey, Nazir Watkins is still here. That's good. Spitzer's still here. He is now in his 17th season, and I recognize no one else here. All right, so I think Spitzer and Nazir Watkins are the only two people that actually are still going to be on this team 10 years later. Here is where we left Spitzer, where he threw 37 touchdowns and 13 picks. Past that, he threw 28-12, 35-6, 31-13, 32-17, 31-22, 36-8, 26-10, 43-24 interceptions, but 5,300 yards, 35 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, and 23 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. What about awards? The only one he won through simulation was the 2033 Offensive Player of the Year and 2033 Best Quarterback. So I'm looking at all the receivers in the NFL, and Brian Tyson is no longer here, so he may have retired, which I guess is a possibility after simulating 10 years. And here was the last Super Bowl we saw. The Chiefs taking on the Cowboys 39-36. 2028, the Cardinals get their franchise's first Super Bowl win 21-20 over the Raiders in 29. The Panthers win 41-35, getting their franchise's first Super Bowl. In 2030, the Bears win 23-20. In 2031, the Ravens win 28-24. In 2032, the Giants stomped the Steelers 49-21. In 2033, the Steelers win the Super Bowl. Sorry about that possible voice crack. The Steelers win the Super Bowl 42-38. In 2034, the Giants come back and beat them again 35-32. 2035, the Philadelphia Eagles win a Super Bowl. That's cool. I am an Eagles fan, so that's interesting to see. 2036, the Colts take down Dallas 37-18. And in 2037, the Raiders win 31-24. In legacy points, we will finish 9th all time, behind guys like Andy Reid, apparently Cliff Kingsbury, John Madden, Mike Tomlin, who is now the coach of the Bills. But yeah, we finished with 4,000 legacy points, which is good for 9th. So we finished with an overall losing record as a head coach, 127 to 145. We only finished with 3 playoff losses though, so we only lost 1 in the series, which means we made it back to the playoffs 2 times in 10 years. Yeah, that is not a good run. Spitzer's career stats, 78,000 yards, 530 touchdowns, and 216 interceptions. And with those career stats, he finishes 4th in this series, and he's still going to play this next season, so he could possibly end up passing Patrick Mahomes and retire 2nd. I doubt he's going to pass Brady in his 89,000 yards. And in passing touchdowns, he finishes with 530. Like I said, he is going to play this season, but I think the most he could probably pass is Herbert on a really good year. He would need 23 touchdowns, and I think in this last season that we looked at, he threw like 23 or 24. So I wish I could see guys like Brian Tyson and Shelton Peterson to figure out how their careers ended. In the future, I guess I will simulate year by year to figure out what happens, but it looks like the legacy leaderboard only saves guys that the game puts into the Hall of Fame, and it doesn't appear to put created players into the Hall of Fame at all for whatever reason. I guess just EA things, or guys that are active. So since Tyson and Peterson are no longer active, I guess I can't find them anymore. So yeah, not as cool to look back on as I thought it would be, because I thought I would be able to look a lot more in depth. I guess that's just, you know, the EA thing. Obviously, we're able to look at Super Bowl champions and the league awards and stuff like that, which was interesting. And because Spitzer is still here, I was able to look at him. But yeah, that's going to wrap up this series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my Madden 22 Houston Texans Franchise Rebuild. And for Madden 23, I'm still not 100% sure what team I'm going to be using, but hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys next time.